I'm Shri Qureshi. Let's talk about what is spiritualism. You see, the different institutions have been established for a long time all around the world, and they are teaching what is spiritualism, and they are talking about the difference between spiritualism and mysticism. And let's discuss how can we understand mysticism or spiritualism in a shortest possible way, and we would understand that how these institutions have been betraying the people all around the world, and they have established huge sorts of institutions in which they teach that what is spiritualism, and they are just wasting money and time on it. Let's understand what is spiritualism in a shortest possible way. Now, the different dictionaries, like for example, if I talk about the Oxford Dictionary, they they say that the belief that people who have died can send a message to living people, usually through some medium. Or they say that spirituality is the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. And according to the about the mysticism, they say mysticism is a vague or ill-defined religion or spiritual belief or absorption into the deities, deities, deities. Now, these are the definitions which have been given about the spiritualism. Let's now understand what is spiritualism. How could it be attained in reality? Now, I would start with one thing. There is a universal message, which is called the divine message. And this message has been sent to the people. And this message is actually comprising universal truths which cannot be denied by any person in the world. I'm not going to discuss with you any dogma. I don't try to introduce any sort of doctrine or any new thing. Everybody understands that there is a universal message, and this is the universal truth. In this universal message which has been sent by the divine power, according to this message, we have certain duties, we have certain obligations which we have been given to us, which have been assigned to us. In this world, we have different relations and different sorts of obligations, and we have to spend life in different ways. We are the sons, we are daughters, husband, wife, doing business, employer or employees. We are neighbors, or we are holding different positions, and we have to we have some social obligations, some different sorts of obligations, and these obligations have been entrusted upon us by the universal law. And you see, that is very simple. We talk about attainment of the spiritualism. How could it be attained? The duties which we have been given to us, if we diligently and honestly fulfilling all the duties which have been given to us, so we can attain the height of spiritualism. You understand that the person who tells a lie, a person who receives a bribery or offers a bribery, a person who is engaged in sensuous pleasures all the time, a person who drinks too much and who is involved in the acts of debauchery, a person who regularly visits casinos, How can such a person, or a person who is not fulfilling his or her duties as a son, as a daughter, as an employee, as a neighbor, I'm not only confining to the neighbors which who live beside you or near to you. My notion is universal. According to the neighborhood, I talk about all the neighbors, or the neighboring countries, or the neighbors, or for everybody, or for the human beings in general. All the obligation which we are given, if we are not properly fulfilling them, how can we think that we can understand or we can develop spirituality or spiritualism in us? All these institutions, they are wasting time and money. Fulfilling all these duties means spiritualism. Once you are honestly fulfilling all these duties, you are not taking care for the you are not involving in the sensuous pleasures, you can attain the height of spiritualism. And most of the people say that what sort of life would be there. So how can we understand the life that is yet to come after the death? How can we understand if we don't understand what are the obligations or how we have to lead this life, the worldly life? I say you the truth that you can reach to that life, you can easily understand that life if you fulfill all the obligations which are pertaining to this world. You fulfill all your duties, you can attain the climax in the spiritualism. And all these institutions which teach us about the spiritualism, they are betraying, they are just uselessly doing all. If we honestly talking about working for the humanity and believe on one divine power, so I can tell you the truth that we can attain the climax in this field of spiritualism.